What up? What up? Welcome to another episode of Dash Talk. Got entrepreneur success. Brandon McClendon here with me. Also, my dad on
Hey,
BM Trucking LLC. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, son. How you doing?
I'm doing good. And reason I brought you on today, really just wanted to interview about black success and overcoming struggles, even when you're going through the toughest of times,
Yeah,
building things up.
yeah,
So, no, BM Trucking LLC, that's your business now.
yeah.
But tell me a little bit about the process of getting to that point of having your own hauling company.
Well, BM Trucking started out as a secondary thing. We had tow trucks first, and it, it kind of took us into a different direction, which was in truck. Well, I'm a truck driver by trade, but the tow truck thing was real good to us. So, uh, by being a trucker, that that led me down into my lane.
Okay.
So, uh, which started BM Trucking.
Right.
Uh, we started with one truck, which your cousin, your grandmother's first cousin, loaned me the money to buy,
Okay.
which which was kind of a fluke because I was talking to your grandmother about it, and I said, well, I'm thinking about buying a truck, but of course the finances wasn't right,
Right.
and she said, well, what do you think you can do with it? I said, well, Mom, I drive for somebody every day, so I can drive for myself. And she just kind of shook her head. And probably about 4 or 5 days later, I get a call from Roxanne.
Right.
And she goes, well, what are you up to? I was like, oh, nothing, just getting off work. She said, well, come see me. I'm like, okay, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm fine. But I don't go.
Okay.
So uh, I get the call the next day. And that's what we call being called on the carpet by the elders. Now you
Mhm.
you said you was gonna come and you didn't come. You coming today? I was like, yes, ma'am, I'll be there. So I get there and we're sitting down and she says, so what are you trying to do? I was like, trying to see what you wanted. What you know, is everything okay? She said, no, I ain't talking about that. She said, I talked to your mom. Well, okay, y'all talk every day. She said, what's this thing about this truck? And I kind of just, pushed it off. I'm like, oh, it's something I was thinking about, but I don't think I'm ready to take that leap just yet. And she asked me how much it was, and I told her, not knowing, what her next move was gonna be.
Yeah.
So she went in her room and came back, and she handed me a check, and I'm looking at the check, and I'm like, what is this? And she said, well, your mom told me what you were trying to do. She said, I think you should do it. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm not ready for that yet. She said, oh, you're ready. I said, no, ma'am. I'm looking at this check. I'm like, I don't know when I'm going to be able to get this back to you. She said, well, you'll give it back. I'm like, well, yes, ma'am, right now. Here you go. And she goes, no, make it work.
Mm.
And that's what we did. Which it wasn't easy,
Right.
but I always had the mentality that if I could do it for somebody else, I can definitely do it for me.
Exactly.
And that's how it started. Uh, it was a struggle. We started out with that one truck, and probably probably a year later, I bought the second truck,
Mm.
which well, I told my wife, I said, well, I want to buy this second truck. And she was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. I said, okay, well. So I went back about a week later, said, hey, I want to buy the second truck. She goes, yeah, okay, yeah, we're not doing that. I was like, okay. So I bought the truck.
Mm.
And I bought the truck. I brought the title home and I told her, I need you to put insurance on the truck.
Right.
And she said, well, I thought we weren't gonna do that. Well, we decided that we were gonna do it, you know.
And
And
let me stop you right there though,
mhm,
because I do want to hear more of that.
mhm,
But you said something real important
mhm,
that I like for people to hear and understand. And you
mhm,
said when Roxanne was ready to give you money,
mhm.
you didn't see in yourself what she saw in you. And you said you might not be ready at that time,
Right,
but she saw something that you couldn't see at that time, and she said, "You ready?"
right,
And at that point, that sparked the whole business. And later on, a year later, you were, to get back to what you were saying, you were able to say, "Oh,
yeah,
we getting this second truck because now
yeah.
I can see exactly what she saw
In
that
me.
I couldn't see at that point in time."
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I saw in myself a scared me,
Mm,
but she seen in me a strong me
right,
because I've always, whenever I did anything, I did it. You know that from y'all growing up as kids. When I did it, I did it. But sometimes it's called a leap of faith.
right.
But what a lot of people don't know is that leap of faith might be somebody named Roxanne pushing you out on that limb,
Mm,
you know, because she can see, like you said, what she could see what I couldn't see.
exactly.
And it's believing in yourself, but more firmly somebody else believing in you too.
Okay.
And that's what started it, and that's what has kept it going all these years. Like I say, it's ups, it's downs. I told you a long time ago that you know you you were always my smartest kid in the books, but the other kids also had everything else that they brought, and they're successful with that, which takes me back to myself. I knew that I wasn't a brainiac, but I also knew the type of lifestyle that I wanted for myself as well as my kids, helping them or whatever. And uh your grandmother made sure that the streets wasn't it. She was like,
Mm.
you better pick something that's gonna keep you safe. And she didn't mean from the police or from the law that kept me safe from her because she didn't play.
And it's like you was reading my mind because I wanted to get to that too,
Mm-hmm.
because one of the main reasons why I started Dash Life is because a lot of guys that I met in prison said that the reason why they were in their circumstances was because they was raised in a certain environment and they didn't have a choice.
Mm.
And for me, you being one of the major influences in my life and one of the major inspirations in my life,
Uh-huh.
just know a little bit about where you came from, where you grew up at,
Right.
and now the place that you at now. So
Right.
just give the people where you came from, or where you grew up at.
I grew up on Newhouse and 23rd Street, in they call it the High Park area.
Mm,
And man, we seen a lot of things. We, it the '80s came. Everybody know what the '80s brought, you
right.
know, and I had a lot of friends that ventured off into that, but I never did it. For one, your granny was a strict disciplinarian.
Right.
Your granny lived on the "I wish you would." And if you don't believe me, ask Mr. Slaughter about it.
Right.
He'll tell you, uh, she lived on the I wish you would. I wish you would. Because if you do, there's gonna be consequences behind that. But the main thing was I never wanted to disappoint your grandmother like that. I
Mm.
never wanted to have your grandmother to come try to bail me out of jail on a drug case or a gun case or anything like that.
Right.
So my thing was if I can if I can keep mama happy and also keep myself happy, I can I can navigate through everything else. And that's what I did. Um, it came along with a lot of hard work. But I also, like I said, I had people that believed in me, and through that, you know, a lot of good things came about, you know. Uh well, my kids, you
Right.
know, like just life period. But growing up on 23rd Street, man, it was a lot of things that we seen, but as you got like further on the other side of Grand and stuff like that, it was a lot of stuff that was going on that side of town that we didn't experience. It never actually came to our block.
Right.
Uh, so we were kind of shielded by that. But uh, like I said, I knew I was not a brainiac. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I knew that hard work would pay off. And that's like today, man. I I work just as hard as my guys do
Right.
because it's it's not over yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always say, man, I want to go at 62. You know what I'm saying? I want to retire at 62, but uh, it's probably not going to happen because of the uh the attitude I have towards work. I love to work. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I love to work. Uh, when we bought that second truck is when no, did we have the second truck? Yeah, we did have the second truck. That's when I found out I had cancer. And um, you when you got good people around you, you never miss anything.
Yeah.
Uh, Curtis ran the business for 3 months. I didn't get back in the truck for 3 months after I found out I had cancer, and we never missed a beat. We never missed anything.
Mm.
You know, hard work is a reward within itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You never have to wait for anybody to give you anything because you're always going to stand on your own feet. I have people that I can call right now and say, hey, I need this or I need you to do that. And they know that my word is my bond. It's going to come back the way I say it's going to come back. You know, I've always told you guys that, I've always, hey man, you got to be a productive member of society.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we fall down, you know, but we don't stay down,
Absolutely.
and you have to keep moving. And there's nothing in the rearview mirror but the past. You seen that before it got to that rearview mirror. So you already know what's in that rearview mirror.
Mm.
Nothing you missed. You seen it already. And I say that to say, man, I seen so many of my friends that just went a different path, man. And I seen it. You know what I'm saying? I knew that was a path that I did not want to take.
Exactly.
I didn't knock them for that because, we all had different circumstances. I had like I said, I had a firm mom that believed in, you know, I have to make sure that my child is okay.
Right.
And even if that meant I'm gonna beat your ass.
Yeah.
If it meant that, that's what it was. But it was more to it than that, because after she did that, she explained to you your mistake.
Mm.
She explained to you why she did what she did, and she explained it out of love. And when you do it that way, you don't have a child thinking, oh, she just didn't understand this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, she understood it, but you crossed her, and you can't. Your grandmother was not to be crossed. That was just all there is
Exactly.
to
For
it.
real.
She was not to be crossed. But as I got older, we were able to always look back and laugh and joke about it, and she would say, "Oh, I wasn't that bad," and I would tell her, "Mom, I'm a dead man walking here. You talking to a dead? You kill me, mom." But uh, yeah, man. Sometimes it just takes uh the will, you know, and I'm gonna say it's the will to survive, but it's also the will in wanting to survive in a certain way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't deal with having to have to look over my shoulders or regret anything. Man. Anything I've done, I don't regret it because I've never did anything out of malice. Uh, I haven't done too many things out of anger,
Yeah.
but maybe went up to my son's school because you know why? I had to miss work, you
Mm.
know.
Yeah.
But you know, I think with any with any uh with any male, you know, it's gonna you're gonna have trials and tribulations.
Right.
And it's all in how you handle that. That's gonna determine how you come out on the other side of it. Uh we've had situations where we came out on the other side smelling like a rose.
Mm.
But, if you ask some people, you know, Outcast said roses smell like boo boo. So,
Yeah.
so it's all depend on how you take it, man,
Yeah.
or what you put into it. But
Exactly. Your outlook.
yes, success is measured by what you put into it.
Okay.
If you don't put a lot into it, I'm gonna be frank, don't expect a lot out of it. If you put everything in, if you put everything you got into it and you yield a 60% outcome, you've done good. If you put everything into it and you yield 100%, you you've done phenomenal. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? But from that 60 to 100, you got 40 in between there. But you you have to make the best of it. That's just with anything in life. You have to make the best of it, man. You can't go into nothing half doing it
Right.
because you're only gonna get half of what you put into it.
Okay.
So, uh, success can be a funny thing. Success can be a uh a curse or sometime. Uh it just all depends on how you live life. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can give everything you can have everything in the world
Yeah.
and not have what you need, meaning family, love, guidance, all of that. If you ain't got all of that stuff, man, you you just somebody with some money. And I've been to the point to where, well, I used to say, man, how can money not buy you happiness?
Right.
I've been there. I've been there. I've been there because when they told me I had cancer, it's the first thing I thought,
What's that?
I'm gonna die.
Mm.
So you got all this money and what? It's not gonna do you any good.
And just to get the people a perspective on your level of success.
Mm-hmm.
Started out driving school buses,
Yes.
then driving trucks or 18 wheelers for other companies.
Mm-hmm.
Had one tow truck,
Mm-hmm.
moved on to two tow trucks.
Right.
Now over a span of all this time of you being a business owner and taking it upon yourself to go out on your own and drive for yourself,
Mhm.
how many trucks do you have now at this point?
Right now we have 5, but we started and we got back into the touring business. Uh, we started from first truck number 714.
Okay.
In between there, we're up to 736.
Okay.
So that's how many trucks we've had in a relatively short time that we've been in business.
And for my people that's not math whizzes out there, from 714 to 736, that's 22.
Yeah, yeah,
So just to put that all into perspective, I would say that's pretty successful.
yes,
And going from 23rd and Newhouse
yeah.
to staying on how many acres of land at this point?
We've got 3 acres. Your cousin behind us has 3 acres. Um, we we we've done pretty good.
And so you know what they say in our culture, the black culture and hip hop culture, different stuff like that. They would call that coming from nothing to something.
To something. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, that's a lot of
yeah,
something.
yeah,
3 acres.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But it was a man. It was a lot of early mornings. It was a lot of late nights.
Mm.
Uh, it was a lot of uh, there's a lot of Lord, am I cut out for this?
Mm. Self doubt.
Yeah, yeah. It was it was and it was a lot of answers from the Lord, and He simply said, I ain't bring you this far to leave you.
Mm.
So we've had more success than we've had downfall,
Okay.
and I also had some great teachers. T&E. Man, I drove for T for 6 years. And a lot of guys used to say, well, why are you down there changing tires? Why are you down there uh putting on brakes? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And at that time I didn't know that everything that T was teaching me, I was gonna have to use in my everyday life.
Mm.
And to those people, I say this. I don't know why I did it, but I know why I ended up where I ended up with it.
Right.
So yeah, that's your answer right there. But yeah, man, we you know, you don't know what path life is gonna take you down. You know,
Right.
I've always chose to let life take me down the path other than just running down the path blindly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you're a carpenter, they always say measure twice and cut once. If you're a truck driver, they say, look, if you don't know what the next gear is gonna bring, don't grind it
Okay.
because you can tear up a lot of stuff. But man, I'm from 23rd to where I am now. Uh, I don't think I would have did anything different.
Mm.
I don't. I don't
So
because I don't know anything to do different. And every day that I've done what I'm doing, I love it. I mean, you know, you have ups and downs.
so it's safe to say through throughout the throughout the experiences that you've had from 23rd to where you are now,
Hmm.
uh, those experiences shaped you to be the man that you are now,
They're shaping me.
still shaping you
Yes, yes,
because it's a lifelong
yes,
process.
yes, yes. I'm still
Absolutely.
living. I'm still here. If there's ever a day where you get up and you don't learn something, that's the day you're doomed to fail.
Mm.
And I don't care what it is. You know what I'm saying? Uh, when you get to the point where you think you know everything, especially about this business, man, it's probably you're probably getting ready to have a bad day. Probably getting ready to have a bad everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you take things as they come. You look at other people, and you 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 don't knock the next man for the way he does things because you don't know what his reason is behind
Right.
it. You know, I did things different from the way uh, that I was taught to do it. Uh, and having said that, it was a reason why I did it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, and uh, I've always figured that if you give it your best, you can't be disappointed.
Mm.
You know, you can't be disappointed. You're gonna have people that tell you, "Oh, I wouldn't have did that." Okay, well, I did. I'm
Yeah.
okay with it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm okay with the outcome of it. You know, every day you get up and go to work, or every day I get up and hook to a trail, it's not gonna be uh, a money making day. It's not because you can go you can go out here and blow a steer tire, and everything you made that day will go on a roll call, and I'm talking eight, $900,000
Mm.
for somebody to come out and put a steer tire on. You know, so you thank God, and you thank Him, you know, to let you live another day, to let you get out here and do what you do another day, and you just move on. You keep moving on. You know, it's like I told you, that rear view mirror thing is a very important thing because, as I stated before, what you looking in that mirror, and you see what's in that mirror, you've already passed that. So that's the past. You gotta look into the windshield, son. That's your future. Your future is looking forward. Your future ain't looking behind you. You know.
That's right.
You know that's why it's called the future. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know that, and that's why the past is called the past. You know, we sometimes think about some of the things that we did in the past, but you don't live them things over again, especially if you know that they weren't the best decision making times the best decision that you ever made. You
Right.
know, so you know, you got to keep moving forward.
And I know it. I know it was real difficult being a black man and having to go through different courses or different stages of life in
Mm-hmm.
order to build your business to the success that it's at now.
Mm-hmm.
And so, with that being said, uh, throughout the self doubt,
Mm-hmm.
discouragement, hard times, things like that,
Mm-hmm.
what's something that encouraged you or helped you to keep pushing forward that you would share with the people whenever they feeling down on themselves or feeling like they not uh giving enough?
Well, one thing your grandmother always told me was this: never stop being your own representative, because the only thing man, when I say man, meaning human, it could be woman or whatever, the only thing they can do is tell you yes or no. And if they
Mm.
tell you no, that's not the answer you're looking for, meaning that's probably not the person you need to be talking to.
Oh, okay.
That's not the person you need to be talking to. You need to be talking to the person that's going to open doors for you. And when they open those doors for you, you don't just walk through that door. When you walk through that door, you stop with a firm handshake and a thank you, because you never know about that ladder. Same old faces you meet going up, meet the same old faces coming down.
Oh,
So you have to be uh, you have to be willing to believe in yourself more than you're willing to doubt yourself.
Okay.
Because if if you doubt yourself like that, the buck stops right there. It does not go any further. Nobody in this world can want for you more than you want for yourself.
Absolutely.
It's in vain. It's in vain. You know, it's just like a father and his child. That father can want the complete, absolute world for his child. But if his child doesn't want it, what good does it do either one of them? It's hard. It's hardship for both of them.
Yeah.
Because dad can want all he wants to, but if he don't want it, then there's nothing anybody can do about it. But always believe in yourself.
Yes, sir.
Always make sure that you feel the need to go further,
Okay.
because uh I can't feel it for you. I can want it for you, but me wanting that for you is, you know, is kind of like, you know, uh like a dream killer, because
Right.
that's not your dream. That's my dream
Right.
for you. So no, I'm gonna support you the way that you want to be supported, in the way that you need to be supported. Now, my thing is this right here. Okay, if this is what you want to do, okay. But just know, hey, what are we doing here? What this is not what you said we were doing. We're doing what you said you wanted to do. This is what we're gonna do.
Right.
That's what you're gonna get from me. You're not gonna get this, oh well, if you give up, that's fine. No, no, we're not gonna give up. That's not an option. That's not what we're
Absolutely.
gonna do. We're gonna keep pushing forward. And that's the goal here, forward. You know, I mean, there are so many things that we have a past for. We have a past to say, okay, I'm gonna do this different in the future, you
Right.
know, and that's what we need to do. We need to stick to our guns, and like I said, we're gonna stumble, we're gonna fall, but when you have a goal, that's what you push for, you know. All these people that tell you, well, you can't do this, you can't do that. Well, I'll tell you that damn lie.
Yeah.
Damn lie, because I'm here. I am. What I'm saying. I mean, uh, we've always believed in hard work. And your mother, your mother also. Your mom is a very hard worker, and you got it. You got it in you. You seen us.
Yeah.
I mean, we worked we worked hard, and
Yeah.
we made sure that you guys knew that, that was the only thing y'all seen, y'all didn't, we weren't, you know I guess, for a lot of where we weren't slackers,
Yeah.
because we knew y'all had to be fed, y'all had to be clothed, and y'all had the best of everything,
Okay.
and you know time just brings about a change with certain things,
That's right.
and you know,
And before ending this, I should have asked this in the beginning. I just started talking to you like everybody knew exactly what you had going on.
yeah.
So when we're talking about BM Trucking, based out of St. Louis, Missouri,
Hmm.
and BM Trucking LLC, what does that consist of?
A lot of hard work. A lot of hard work. We're truckers, man. That's what we do. We
Oh,
truck,
okay.
and we truck hard, Uh,
So in any aspect, or like for
we
us, if somebody was to contact you, what would they be contacting you about?
they will be contacting me about where we are what they call a power only company, which means we only have the power, which is the truck.
Okay.
We have dump trailers also, but we're power only. Uh, if you got your own trailer, we pull it anywhere that we can get back in the same day. Like we'll go to Chicago, we go to Tennessee, we go to Indiana. We turn a lot of loads like that.
Okay.
But yeah, uh, but man, yeah, it's a lot of hard work, you know. But I'm happy with it, you know.
Absolutely.
I'm happy with it. But yeah, you know, we hope to keep on moving forward, you know, and keep on making, you know, decisions that are gonna, you know, move us forward. You know, that's gonna throw us, you know, that'll throw me towards that 62 instead. Cause man, it's a lot of it's a lot of guys out here, man, that had to work past that, and you
And
know,
let them know. So they come back looking to this interview.
hmm
When should they be expecting this 62 or this retirement? How many years from now should we be, or should they be looking forward to seeing that 62 to
man,
check back in on you?
in 8 years.
8 years?
Yeah,
Hmm.
about 8 years. Yep.
So y'all stay tuned in.
Yeah, yeah. Or
Make sure.
before then.
Hopefully it
or
is before then.
hopefully, yeah.
So
Hopefully, you and your brother. I mean, cause hey, man, you know, if something happens and I can go before then, it's I'm gonna be gone. You know, I mean,
so
life has been good. God has been good. You
so that
know,
means y'all need to stay tuned in to Dash Life, Dash Talk,
that's right.
and we get back to this, and we're gonna figure out if it's gonna be the 8 years or shorter.
Yeah, let's shoot
But
for shorter,
but we
y'all.
shooting for shorter though.
Let's shoot for shorter. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, hey man, I'm up for the fight, man. But you know, hey, if I ain't got to fight, I want to fight. You know,
again,
so
I appreciate you for this. This another episode of Dash Talk where all the talk is disturbing, also stimulating and humorous. Again, Brandon McClendon from BM Trucking LLC, Myron Dash Life McGee. Y'all stay tuned in. Hope to see y'all on the next episode.